Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing super well today. Today is a super exciting video because it marks the very start of my legacy challenge I'm going to be starting on YouTube. So you're going to watch me make a sim today. It's very sped up. It took me about an hour to make this sim in total, so I couldn't include the full thing. But I just kind of want to explain her backstory, the kind of way we're going to be playing the legacy, her traits, her aspirations. Just kind of go into all the details of what makes this sim and what I kind of have planned for her as well. So we're not going to be following any kind of structured legacy challenge. I did ponder at the fact of doing something like Joy of Life or the Whimsy stories, but I think for this legacy I really want to focus on things I haven't done before. I just kind of want to make this legacy a new experience, trying careers I haven't tried, worlds I don't live in, different interactions with sims I wouldn't normally speak to. And I just really want to use this legacy to kind of branch out the way I play my game. So this is Audrey Brooks and she is our legacy founder. As you can see, I'm just kind of messing around with the face details a little bit, trying to get her perfect. I didn't really have a vision going into this for what I wanted her to look like, but I am so happy with how she came out. So let's kind of go into her backstory a little bit, what she's like, how she grew up. So Audrey was raised in a little bit of a different household. She didn't really grow up dreaming about love or big families or white picket fences. She grew up watching people. She always observed when she was younger. Audrey comes from a very respectable family, at least on paper. Her parents were both deeply involved in local politics in their hometown, so council meetings, community boards, charity dinners. And she always saw her parents go out in the world, shake hands, smile, laugh. At home, they actually had a very cold relationship with Audrey, and she always grew up feeling like love was something that actually had to be earned. The way her parents raised her was very much kind of with politics in mind. They taught her that showing emotion showed weaknesses, and arguments were all debates that you had to win, and success always mattered more than happiness. And Audrey learned very early that if she wanted to be heard, she did have to be smart, and if she wanted attention, she had to be very impressive. So because of this pressure that her parents put on her, she was always a very bright child. The teachers all loved her because she asked the right questions and always did well on exams. And while her classmates were out partying, Audrey stayed up late reading about the government, psychology, and political systems. Not because she had to, but because she needed to understand why people do what they do, to try and understand her upbringing. The tragedy of this is Audrey kind of never learned how to connect with other people. She knows how to debate, she knows how to argue, and she knows how to read a room. But she doesn't do small talk, she doesn't do feelings, and she definitely doesn't let people in very often. She's a very ambitious sim, not in a loud way. She doesn't want fame, but she wants influence. She wants to sit at tables where decisions are made, and she wants to change systems that quietly hurt people like the kid she used to be. But her actual traits are ambitious, bro, and socially awkward. And I was very careful when I picked these traits. I really wanted to get a lot of her upbringing in who she is now. She's very ambitious. She has always believed that success is safety, and that's something that as we kind of go through her story, I think we're gonna delve a little bit deeper into, and hopefully she can come out with a different perspective. But as it stands for now, she has always believed that success is safety and her main ambition is being successful. I made her a bro because she's very comfortable around confidence and structure, especially when she's in a room of like-minded people. And of course, the last trait was socially awkward. Vulnerability was never shown to her. She never was taught to feel anything. She's very awkward in situations where people are talking about feelings or emotions or actually just even getting to know her. I really struggled with Audrey's sense of style and her clothing. I found it really hard to kind of give her a definitive style. In the end, I kind of just filtered through everything I had, trying different outfits on with different hairs and different makeup. And I wanted to kind of give her that cozy look, but also have her look formal as well. I feel like she looks like a very cozy sim, but I still think she would dress quite formally a lot of the time. Especially when you think about her upbringing as well. She was always raised to be formal, to look presentable, and to appear a certain way to her parents' friends. But back to her backstory. So we kind of start off when Audrey is first entering San Myshuno. And that was the moment everything changed for her. She left her family behind. There was no argument. There was no kind of dramatic fallout. It was just a realization that she had that if she stayed, she would slowly become exactly like her parents. So she packed up what little she had. She never went to university. That was something she was aspiring to do. But I think she knew that if she stayed there any longer, she would turn into someone she did not want to turn into. So she packed up what little things she had in her bedroom. She didn't tell anyone she was leaving until it was done, and she moved straight into a tiny apartment in San Myshuno. Now I will show you guys the apartment. I'm going to do a speed build of that at some point. San Myshuno is very overwhelming for Audrey. There's a lot of noise, there's a lot of people, and there's a lot of cultures all colliding as well. But it's also the first place she's ever felt anonymous. She felt like she could start a new life, be who she wanted to be. Her goal is politics, much like her parents' was, but not for power, which was their goal, but actually to change the system. She wants to understand systems from the inside and actually reshape them to what she thinks is better for people. But she is going to struggle. Networking requires vulnerability, and climbing ladders does mean trusting in other people. And they're two things that she just never learned to do. And I want to make this legacy very focused on Audrey and her journey. This legacy isn't just about generations and houses, it's about whether seeing Audrey can unlearn survival and whether she can build something softer than what she came from. And I don't know what's going to happen, I don't know how it's going to end, but I'm super excited to find out. I've added so many super cool Sims into the world. We have potential love interests, potential friends, potential enemies. And because she's going to be very centered around politics, I've also added quite a few different politicians into the game that she might have to go head to head with. Also for her aspiration, I have chosen city native, and I think this one honestly fits Audrey perfectly. She didn't move to the city just to live there, she moved there to understand it. She wants to know how the city works, how strangers become neighbours, how cultures collide, clash, and somehow still coexist. And coming from a home that felt emotionally empty, the chaos of the city feels very alive, but very overwhelming. And I think San Myshuno is the first place where she's ever felt part of something bigger without being controlled by it. She wants to eat from every food stall, learn the rhythms of the neighbourhoods, hear people's stories, have half-drunk conversations at 2 AM. And as I said, her main focus is change and politics, but I can also see her having a little bit of fun as well. And she didn't grow up feeling rooted anywhere, so now she's determined to root herself in San Myshuno, in a city that doesn't really care who her parents are, they only really care who she decides to be. So this is Audrey. I am so happy with how she has come out. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. I love her outfits, I love her hair, I love her makeup, just everything about her is perfect. I think I've really encaptured the story that I wanted to tell with her as well. So yes, the legacy isn't about perfection, it's about watching Audrey grow and unlearning what hurt her and choosing something better even though it's very uncomfortable. So we're gonna drop Audrey into San Myshuno, and I'll be back very soon with a speed build and the first part of the legacy challenge. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!